Next up, we have St. Bonaventure head coach Jim Crowley. Kim, do we have Coach on with us?
Yes, we do.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Hi. Thanks for being patient with us. We're just a few minutes behind.
No problem.
We'll go ahead and get started. Do you want to just start with an opening statement about your team, some of the things you've already seen in practice, and your expectations for this season?
Sure. Obviously, things are different for us. Over the past 2 years, we've lost 7 starters, basically. 4 graduated 2 years ago and then 3 this past season. And of those 3 that graduated this past season, Andrea Adonis was our intelligence leader. She was the smartest player we had. And Tiara Johnson was our emotional leader. And then Dana Mitchell, obviously, was our scoring leader and best player. So, it's been an adjustment without those kids and without the kids from the previous year. There's been new kids stepping into new roles. But that being said, those kids worked really hard to build this program up to something and to have 2 back-to-back years like we did, and the other kids have to be ready for their new roles, and that's what we're driving towards.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and open it up to members of the media to ask questions. Please press *1.
And we'll hear first from Celeste Whitaker from Atlantic 10.
Hey, Coach. Just wanted to ask you, I've asked a couple of the other coaches and talked to some of them this summer. It just seems like the league, there's just more and more parity each year with it. And I just wanted to ask you about, just the sort of the strength of the league and just how it seems to get stronger each year.
Yeah, it's great. And what's happened, I think, in the past, there was always a couple very, very good teams. The league was maybe a little top-heavy, and the teams that were, 4th or 5th or 6th, there was quite a bit of distance between 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. And now that distance is getting certainly smaller, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all very good as well as 1, 2, 3 have stayed very strong. While the teams may have changed, they certainly have stayed as strong. I think the other thing that's really happened is the success that teams in our conference have had against higher level conferences. Xavier plays such a great competitive non-conference schedule, and you could go down the line of most of our teams have beaten BCS teams over the last couple of years, and then you add the final part of that was having some extra success in the NCAA tournament. And for Temple and Dayton both to win a game, and then Xavier to make the run they did, I think has really solidified our league as being one of the best and deepest in the country.
Do you think, we just got off the line with Coach Schaefer, and he was saying he didn't really want to say it, but he feels kind of like the league is vastly underrated. Do you feel that it gets kind of the respect that it should get?
I think it's starting to. I think, I guess I should probably word this carefully. I think the people that do their homework understand what our league is all about, whether it be the media or coaches from other leagues or whomever it may be. I certainly think in kind of just the novice fan, they don't understand how really, really good our league is and how many good players are in our league and how many good coaches are in our league. So I think continued success on the national stage, whether it be national games on TV or games against the higher level opponents, and certainly in the NCAA tournament, are things that can continue to move our perception in a positive direction.
Thank you.
And we'll hear next from Shane White from 1660 Information Radio.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Shane.
Just a couple of questions. Looking at your first-time freshmen that are coming in this year, looks like some significant point production they had during their high school careers. Is that going to change some of the tempo that we typically see out of St. Bonaventure? I know it seemed like last year in the past it was a little more deliberate style offense and really kind of running the shot clock down and waiting until you get that shot kind of toward the very end. But with these point producers that are coming in, do you see that as something that will translate over into their college game?
Well, that's a really good question, and certainly a very accurate observation of our style. We have a style that we like to play, and that we've brought some players into, but this group, as well as some of our returning kids, definitely have the ability to play a little bit quicker. Our job here over the last few days in practice has been to get them to still understand the shot selection that is vital for our program's success. But we are able to play at a little better pace, and those kids are a big part of it, as well as some of the kids who were in a little bit more of a supporting role last year, but now are in a more of a prominent role. They are people that can play to that level as well. We're certainly not going to be a team that's going to be throwing up 80 shots a game, but we will be quickening the tempo a little bit for sure.
Excellent. And just building off of last year's success, able to host the first 2 rounds of the WNIT, losing in a very close game to Northwestern for the last game of the season. Have your upper-class students been able to translate kind of that experience to the newcomers, or is that even something that's talked about?
Well, I think in a little bit, the fact that we have 3 pretty good juniors in Megan Van Tatenhove, Armelia Horton, and Jessica Jenkins. And in their 2 years, they've won 46 games and gone to the postseason twice. And so that's all they know. So certainly that's kind of their expectations, and they've done a good job of communicating that to their new teammates and what is expected there. But that being said, the new teammate is the new players, and this is a new team with those kids, and they want to strive for more and reach more success. And we do talk about stuff that happened last year. In our 10 losses last year, and 7 of those we were up in the second half, and that's something we've got to learn from. And why did that happen, and how can we avoid it happening again? And so it's still, you always want to learn, especially when you have players back who've played a lot of minutes. But yeah, each team has its own identity and has to have its own goals to go for.
Excellent. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.